looking for it. Miller shoots, it's blocked. Miller again, scores! He scores! Takeaway, Zibanejad is poked away. Scramble on Panarin. Fox scores!
Little overtime hockey there for you. The Rangers score with 1 second left to tie it and send it to overtime. And then Adam Fox finishes it for the New York Rangers. This is Football Friday. We have 2 fun Football Fridays left this year. And then we just have whatever else is left. It's the playoffs. Playoffs? I heard a take that I really liked from Pro Football Talk this week, which is that the Lions and the Steelers, who are the teams that nobody wanted to play, who really got their shit together the last half of the season. The Steelers started 2-6, the Lions started 1-6, and then they both finished 9-8. Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, was like, it was like they won bowl games. The Steelers beat, I don't know who they beat, the Browns, I guess, and then the Lions beat the Packers. Kind of show what's up, like, hey, we're here to stay, and it was kind of like a bowl game. They should be playing in a bowl right now. I would love to watch it, but player safety and et cetera. Speaking of player safety, the big news yesterday was that because of the Damar Hamlin thing and because we don't know who is actually the better seed from the Chiefs and the Bills, the Chiefs have been awarded the 1 seed because the Bills didn't get to play the Bengals. The Bengals beat the Chiefs. The Bills beat the Chiefs, so the only team that shouldn't be the 1 seed is the Chiefs, in my opinion. Whatever. The Chiefs are the 1 seed. What that means is they get the bye, but they cannot host a game against the Bills. Now they have decided, they've been kicking around neutral sites. The 2 obvious choices were Indianapolis and Detroit. Detroit is getting new, more advanced turf that is allegedly safer. And as a result of that, they can't host it. Indianapolis is having an enormous regional volleyball tournament, and as a result of that, they can't host it. So the game is going to be in Atlanta, which, like Kansas City, is freezing cold and windy occasionally in the winter, and I've heard similar things of Buffalo. Why let them play indoors? I mean, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes indoors. Yeah, man, this is playoff football. Make them play at the Horseshoe. Let's do that. Let's make them play in the middle of Ohio. Or at the Big House or something. Just Atlanta. The NFL is so shameless. I mean, I guess it's equidistant in that it's fucking far away for both of them. So now, not only, I guess the people that are going to that game can afford to fly, right? Whatever. I don't know. Fuck it. That's annoying. The NFL is annoying. Whatever. Other NFL news yesterday, the body cam footage of Odell Beckham Jr. Remember when he got kicked off a plane? It has dropped. It's not great. I'm not going to play it just because it's kind of hard to understand what's going on. I guess I will because, I mean, I'm trying to prioritize YouTube a little bit more. So here we go. Internet's being super slow today, which is not something that I'm really excited about. So he refused to buckle his seatbelt. He's on a really comfortable-looking situation on what I'm imagining is first class nationwide. Here's some body cam footage from the police.
To officers, Beckham downplays the action.
Oh, wait, this is from Channel 10.
Prompted the captain to return to the gate and order him off the plane. He stays seated, learning his actions will force everyone else to deplane.
We're going to have to deplane everybody on this plane, and then you're still going to get off. That's fine.
Beckham watched and was on his phone while everyone around him had to pack up and get off.
Yeah.
When one of them said something, he unloaded.
Don't even listen to me.
In a police powwow down the aisle.
That's on them. I mean, it's on them.
Officers forecast the finger-pointing and media circus to come.
Once I got everybody off, he then refused to send me subject to trespass.
Yeah, so I guess we're just listening to the news now.
They finally escorted him off solo, first reporting he seemed sick. His attorneys first blamed the crew. He himself later tweeted, "Comedy hour," though the body-worn cameras never did show anyone laughing.
Yeah, then he responded on Twitter that he knows who he is and it's the real blah, blah, blah. I don't know. He's just, he's a diva, man. I assume it was Miami. It was bright and early in the morning. He's either really tired or he was really drunk / hungover. Remember, he's not playing last year. So it wasn't, I'm sure he's keeping himself in shape and taking care of himself or whatever, but I'm also sure that, what are you doing in Miami up all night? You know, he's rich. So I'm sure he was fucked up. Either the night before or on the plane or had a long weekend, whatever it was. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't really care. I mean, whatever. What is there to say? He just thinks he's better than everybody else. And he is better than a lot of people, but, he wasn't signed for a team because he wasn't ready to come back. I mean, this is going to be a problem. He just, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I do know that people are going to, make it tough for him. The media is going to make it tough for him wherever he goes, for sure. Speaking of media making it tough for you wherever you go, remember when Jim Irsay hired Jeff Saturday and just kind of like handed the interim job to whoever he wanted, and then now he wants to consider that guy for the head coaching job, kind of just getting around the Rooney Rule? Well, he tweeted, Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, just tweeted this gem. Just completed our interview with Eric Bieniemy, football emoji, flex emoji, which is like, what he's saying is, yeah, the black candidate's good. This way, everybody knows that when we hired Jeff Saturday, the guy that gave up the biggest lead in the history of the NFL at halftime, that's a fact. Then this way, nobody will think that I'm racist. Oh, here's OBJ. Yeah, I know who I am. Period. All the rest of the opinions really don't matter to me. Have a blessed day and enjoy the cheese board. I know who I am. Yeah, better than everybody else. And let's scroll down a little bit. You can see John Tortorella did something cool. John Tortorella took away the iPads from the Flyers on their bench, not like on the plane or whatever, they're grown men. So teams, just like in the NFL and NBA and wherever else, they have iPads and up-to-minute data on what's going on, shift data or whatever they look at it, and Torch just took them away. They were like, focus on your shift. This old man. I think the Flyers were going to make the playoffs. That take might be not aging so good. It just seemed like they weren't nearly as bad as that everyone thought that they were. I thought that they just like kind of gave up on the season last year. It was a really pathetic looking team. But they're 17, 18, and 7. So from a point standpoint, they're pretty far behind. But they're not really that far behind from a win standpoint. There's 7 overtime losses. So just getting your head out of your ass a little bit more in overtime would have been, they're at a point a game. So they could easily turn it on and make a run, but that take is not aging very well at all. Let's look at the NFL odds for the weekend. It is Football Friday. We'll get you out of here early-ish on your Friday. One more thing. Derek Carr had a notes app that he was bummed that he's leaving the Raiders. The Raiders are going to try to trade him. He's due kind of a lot of money, but it's a tradable contract. But if they don't trade him, they're going to cut him. I'm sure he wishes he can get cut. Obviously, he's probably going to lose money if he gets cut in the short term. He may make some in the long term, but he's probably going to lose some in the short term. However, if he gets cut, he's able to pick where he wants to go, which is, I think, the most important thing right now. If you get to choose your destination, that to me is more important. So good for him. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's do some gambling stuff. The Seahawks are 9.5-point underdogs at the Niners. That line has moved quite a bit. I believe it opened at 13.5. The reason it has moved is because of weather. There looks like there's going to be some bad weather in the Bay Area. Now, you'd think, well, this favors the Niners. Yeah. The Niners lost to the Bears in a tsunami in Chicago in week 1. Remember when the Niners lost to the Bears? And, don't forget, the Chiefs lost to the Colts this year. And that was when people thought the Colts were good. That wasn't one of those we didn't take it seriously. It was like people thought the Colts were good at that point. Kind of. I didn't. We've been on the Colts the whole time. So I love the Niners to cover. They're just so much better. So, oh my God, we haven't done this game all year. Whew. The over-under is 42, which has moved quite a bit, I believe, like 3 or 4. So 42, and the spread is 9.5. So Vegas thinks that if San Francisco wins, San Francisco is going to win by 10. So that means that 21-21 would be even. So you have to give 5 to Niners and 5 to, I'm doing math live on there, 26 to 16. Does that sound right? That's what they're predicting? 27-17 would be the overhitting and the Niners covering. Yeah, I hate the over. I love the spread. I don't know how Seattle's going to score, to be frank. The Chargers are 2.5-point favorites against the Jaguars. So the Jaguars, it pays -110 for them to cover 2.5. I think the Jags are going to win. I think they're actually factually just a better football team. I think Justin Herbert could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Trevor Lawrence is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's just my take. Who the hell am I? So I think the Jags are going to win that game outright, stand away from the total there. Brandon Staley is just a terrible football coach. Who the fuck knows what they're going to do? The Bills are 13.5-point favorites. Remember, this is the DeMar Hamlin thing. The Miami Dolphins are starting Skylar Thompson, their QB3. They're limping into this game. The over-under is 43.5, so the Bills are going to win. Like 27-10 is essentially what they're like, somewhere in 27-13. They're going to do that. This is just going to be a workout for them. The interesting game from a gambling standpoint is the Giants and the Vikings. Now, remember, back in week 16, 17, the Giants had a 14-point comeback, 15-point comeback late in the fourth quarter to take the Vikings to overtime. The Vikings then won in overtime. Since then, the Vikings have lost like a left tackle, and also they've been exposed. They got their asses whipped in the second half of the season by the likes of the Packers and the Lions. Two non-playoff teams, by the way. So the Vikings were able to figure that out in the Dome. The Giants rested starters. They're confident. So this +3 number, I think the Giants are going to win the game. The Vikings are frauds. If the Vikings win this game, bet against them. The thing about these fraudulent teams, like and what it means is, like, it doesn't mean that they didn't win those games. They did. I mean, Buffalo did hand them a game. I mean, 2012 Notre Dame, TCU this year, Minnesota, 2018, 2019 Green Bay. You only need to win 5 or 6 if you get 5 or 6 miracles. And then you're like a really good team. But fraudulent teams, what it means is there will be a point when you can make so much money betting against them. This is not that weekend. I think they could win this game. I don't think they will. They could. This is not the weekend to bet against them. Next weekend, when they have to host the Cowboys or they have to go to Philly or however the bracket shapes up, that's the weekend to bet against them. They will lose by 1,000. It's going to be one of those games where we're like, wow, this is never going to happen. And it's going to prove my point with Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr. It's not how bad they are. It's how expensive they are. The Ravens and the Bengals are playing. The Ravens look like they're going to start their QB3, Anthony Brown, because Tyler Huntley is also hurt. Lamar Jackson may or may not be hurt. People think Lamar Jackson has a little bit of a case of contractitis. I think it's actually a knee. But the rumors are starting to circulate that he probably could go, but he doesn't want to go until he gets his huge contract. He's using this as a negotiation tactic. And remember, the rules for how you can hold out and hold in and milk injuries and things for contract negotiations change when the regular season ends. So he is eligible for the extension and the salary or the franchise tag. Not quite right now, but yeah, you can. So if your contract term gets to the negotiation window, you can start holding out and holding in at the end of the regular season. I don't think that's what he's doing, but that is what's happening. Those are the rumors anyway. Bengals big. They're 9.5-point underdogs here. I think the Bengals might win the Super Bowl, man. That game is on Sunday night. And then on Monday, we have Monday Night Football with a game that just seems to always be scheduled when everyone is like bored. It's the Cowboys and the Bucks. Like, didn't this game start the season a while ago? I don't know. I fucking hate this game. I don't care. The Bucks are 2.5-point underdogs to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a better team. The Bucks have Brady. This is just so tired of Tom Brady. I used to hate him and then used to respect him and be interested. And now it's just like, it's like Grey's Anatomy, man. Like, who the fuck is around? I don't care. So the Bengals are going to cover the Bucks. I'm staying away from this game mostly because I don't care. Like, I'm not going to watch it, probably, to be honest with you. I'll probably check in on it, but I'm trying to live my life and I don't watch reruns. So Seahawks, Niners to cover, Jags outright, Bills to cover, Giants outright, Bengals to cover. My favorite ones are Jags outright and Bills to cover. To me, that's easy money. NFL draft. First overall pick, you see Will Anderson at +500. I think the Bears are competent enough to move the first overall pick. I do not. And look yourself in the face and tell me you do too. It's a new GM. Is it? I don't think so. I think it's more likely they try to trade Justin Fields. Like, ooh, you like it. Like, no, Justin Fields is just... People get so mad. People have been commenting on my YouTube channel now. Justin Fields is just Taysom Hill with a hardware upgrade. Sorry, he sucks so bad at passing. His offensive line is bad. Like, yeah, you better hope that's the case. You better hope so. Because then if you keep him and he turns out to just be super duper fast Taysom Hill with a bigger arm, then you wasted the number 1 overall pick when you watch Bryce Young or CJ Stroud tear people up and they are on a better deal. That's how people get fired. Not that I'm rooting for the Bears to burn it down. As a fan, I just want them not to take Will Anderson. He's really good. All right, back and better than ever. Preview Monday Night Football. Review of the weekend. See you then.